Hello, here from Shalom Acres. It's been, close to 3 years probably since we've done a video. The reason why I know that is my son Joel turned 3 just a couple months ago. So today I want to share with you something that we're working on here on the homestead. For those of you that are questioning if we ever gave up gardening and those types of things, no, we never did. We've always done this, and it's kind of in our DNA as far as gardening. Here's actually little Joel right now. He's just had breakfast and doesn't have his face clean, but he's out here working with us and playing with his trucks and his bikes. And one of the things I want to share with you this morning is one of the things that I consider we've tried to be successful at for many years, and we haven't been successful. So I'm going to share with you today what we're doing to eliminate Bermuda grass from our garden. Because we've tried straight wood chips, we've tried carpet, we've tried cardboard and wood chips and straw and hay and multiple different layers and all these different things that everybody says works. And I'm not going to say that people are lying. They must not have the same amount of Bermuda grass or the infiltration of Bermuda grass that we do in our garden. So what we found is we're going to create a complete barrier, and that barrier has been very extensive. Been working on it for almost continuous now for 5 weeks, and I'm pretty tired. So is my son, and so is my daughter, and so is Stephanie, my wife. But we're getting close to being complete, and we'll take you around here in a minute and show you what it is. But let me start with, here's what we've been doing. We've been taking these wooden frames, depends on the garden size. So this one's 3 foot by 16. And we've been attaching rubber to this. I know some of you are going to say, well, rubber, it's a toxic material, this, that, and the other. No, I'd have to disagree with you. I've done a lot of research on it. There's some research that shows it'll be a little higher quantities of zinc in your soil, but even that's inconclusive. But the one thing I will share with you is this rubber is super heavy. Oh. We can make it in one continuous stretch. So there's no chance for any seams. There's only one seam per bed that we make. And when you make it so there's only one seam per bed, there's less chance of any Bermuda grass coming in. So that's what we're working on. I'll share that with you, kind of step-by-step instructions. And then if you have a desire to know where we got the rubber from, I'll be more than willing to share that down in the comment section. But overall, I just want to let you know that over the last 6 years of working in this garden, I've never felt more confident that we're going to actually beat this Bermuda grass. And by beating it, it's going to give our family a whole lot more time. And I would ask that same thing to be given to your family. Gardening's great, but when you're constantly fighting the same thing over and over again, it doesn't become as much fun. So we'll do that. And then also, the other piece that I want to share with you guys, because it's been 3 years since we've done some videos, I want to share the things on the homestead that have been 100% truly sustaining, working great, and giving you the opportunity to put those in place on your homestead. So it's things you don't have to worry about, because that's really what we want to do here. Is we can't continue to grow and move forward unless we have the opportunity to put permanent fixes in place. So that's what our homestead's been about. Hopefully I encourage you to do that, and we'll get into that here and over the next few videos. But now we'll just take you on a tour of kind of what we're working on in the garden. So I want to look right here at one section of our border. So this border across there is 4 foot. So the rubber right there is 4 foot. We're going to come down here and we're going to show the joint. This joint here is buried in the ground 15 inches. And then we mitered it together, or seamed it together with this piece of treated 2x4. I didn't want to necessarily use treated, but I felt like in order to get a good seam that was going to last for a number of years, we needed to do that. So we put treated down, and then on top of that, I'm using stainless steel washers, which are right here. Stainless steel washers and some galvanized screws to attach everything together. So by doing that, it's going to be here for a number of years. I know the wood's going to last hopefully 15 to 20 years, but most importantly, the rubber's going to last past my lifetime. So once the wood goes away, I figure the rubber will be fully established and the beds will be completely in great shape at that point, and we will be in, you know, it'll just be able to go for years, past my generation. What we've done over here, where little Joel's playing at, we've kept green areas open. So you've probably seen from Papa Pepper, he's got little walk paths through his whole area. I really like what he's done in his garden area. He's used a lot more natural rock. His is more natural, but he doesn't have Bermuda grass in his area. So we again chose to keep this natural, and when we're done beating the Bermuda grass in those areas, I will actually then mulch that down, similar to what Papa Pepper's done on the Abundant Homestead. We are actually taking this now, and you can see we've got some green beans starting to pop through. Had to replant some of them, had a little bit of a bunny problem. Over here, we've been able to put some spinach in. Got some other greens, some kale, and some just normal green lettuce. What we've utilized here is for some shade, we just put some simple screen doors over the top just to allow it to not see so much direct sunlight. It's been amazing so far. In this bed, we'll have to thin it out a lot, but we don't eat a lot of okra here, but we do some pickling. So we've got some okra here. And we have a total of, I think 6 squash and 6 zucchini out. And you can see down in there, my wife started to put a lot of marigolds in. So Stephanie's really come up and wanted to do a lot more things with gardening this year. So she said, hey, we need to get a lot more flowers in here, entice our bees to come over. And then not only that, but just brighten up the garden a little bit. And I'll be honest, it's good to have a woman's touch out here in the garden, because a man, sometimes I just get a little focused too much and a little crazy. Got some peppers here, some cages. And then over here we've got a lot of tomatoes that are starting. Again, all this stuff was grown from seed, and we did that all with our little greenhouse. And that has been a huge blessing to our homestead. We've got, I think, 4 different types of tomatoes that are out. Slicing tomatoes anywhere down to and as small as Romas. These are some bigger beds over here. These are 16 by 16. Gonna be planting some sweet potatoes and some squash. Seen where Kevin's done some of that. I'm sorry, Papa Pepper's done some of that too. Some different trellising, which you can look over there and see. We've just done multiple different things that we're trying to utilize our space a little bit smarter. So we've actually reduced our garden size probably by 50% compared to what it used to be. But we've feel like we've got it a lot smarter in several areas, so that's what we're looking forward to sharing with. Another thing right here is this is how you'll see the rubber. So this is going to be the bed frame. This is the individual rubber itself, and in a minute we'll be attaching that to it, getting it in one solid piece. And you can see down in there how deep that hole is, and we're going to be dropping it down. So once I know we get the Bermuda grass out, which I'm fine with digging up and impacting our walk paths and in our garden area, losing some crops this year. So we'll dig it all up, eradicate it, and I'm confident with the way we've put this in place, not only from the exterior border that I showed you earlier, all the interior borders are the exact same way. Every one of these beds have the same exact perimeter all the way around it. 15 to 16 inches deep of rubber, and with a treated 2x4 across the top. And that's the one piece we did. We chose to keep the rubber a little higher and the 2x4 exposed, so then that way when we're done we'll be able to still keep down here. You can see a little bit of a distance. We'll be able to put about 1 inch or 2 of mulch down when we're done, and that will allow us to keep the walk paths a little bit cooler, and then also keep the nutrients and the minerals and those types of things from the worms just feeding back in the soil, because we really want to have some great healthy soil here all the way around. So hopefully that gives you an idea of what we're working on here. For those of you that we haven't seen or heard from in a while, we apologize for that, but I'm not sure how often we'll do videos, but we are going to start doing some additional videos sharing what we've done out here over the years, because like I said earlier, I've got nothing to hide here. We're truly doing this in a way, and that's kind of one of the ministries that we started with. I started this when I was 38 years old, and now I'm 44. And for those of you that think you can't do it, or you're questioning whether or not you can do it because you're getting too old, I'll tell you right now, if you got the right determination, right mindset, and you watch the right people, and, you know, make sure you're always, keep the Lord in good favor as far as don't do things without praying. It will make a big difference in your life as far as how things happen. That's what I'd encourage you to do. Keep the Lord first, work with your family, and I promise you, it may take a few years, but your garden will flourish. Thank you all. Have a wonderful day. Bye.